this. Here we go. Time for some smushing anime. Yeah, time for some some place. Some Cabedon. Vanitas, of course. Is it episode 8? Man, we're going far in here. So hello, Rob. Kanske Vanitas som Carte. That is, of course, Bacarina. Last episode was mostly a date, right? Yeah. Vanitas seducing poor Jan. And she's all like, oh, he's so bloody. Oh. And he just, all the innuendos. This anime is just innuendos, right? It's like, I need to suck on that. Now the fang. Gonna penetrate my fangs. Yeah, it's all like, I gotta eat some fang, right? The whole anime is basically that. Oh my god. It's like, the whole anime is basically just innuendos, right? It's just innuendos and more innuendos. You're like, yeah. Holy shit, this anime has a lot of innuendos. Don't think it is. But anyway, so I'm excited to see what are we gonna in this episode, right? Maybe a little more action-packed probably this week, I feel, than last week. That would be my guess. So yeah, let's watch again. So 3, 2, 1, and go. I think it's more action. Going to the court kind of house now. I would guess more action, right? Yeah, it's like a nice castle here. It's like a Castlevania thing. Castle Carbunculus. There's a reflective guy in FF8. Yeah, the reflective monster. Monster with reflection spells. Yes. Of course, here's the count. This actually feels really Castlevania now because he has this whole, like the... Okay, he has this like, I don't know, globe kind of, not a globe, but more like an astronomy thing. Yeah, more like he has some kind of magical, astronomical stuff and so on. It is very Castlevania. Dracula planning out some evil spells there. Certainly very Castlevania, I feel. Oh yeah, it's a kind of counting machine. But I mean, yeah, Lord Rutvan, it's very Lord Dracula. It's like, look at my machine thing here. It does stuff. It does magic, right? Yeah. Here we go. Opening. The very yaoi opening. Very lovable opening. I keep thinking about reading today the OnlyFans today, of course, is getting back. Removing all that. Yeah, well, there's certainly some out there doing new cosplay on OnlyFans, right? They're gonna make all their money, man. Oh. Yeah, what about all those yaoi OnlyFans pages? Yeah, that'll be... No, but oh man, yeah. If you haven't heard that, OnlyFans is like removing all their etchy stuff. Like it's just, and as everyone knows, OnlyFans is only etchy stuff. The whole site is like 99.9% etchy stuff. I mean, but it's huge amount of anime stuff. It's huge amount of, yaoi and so on. Huge amount of people cosplaying and so on. This is all gone now. Maybe this is weird. I keep thinking about it when I see some etchy stuff. It's just hilarious. It's like the worst shit ever since Tumblr. Yeah, Tumblr of course used to be, a heaven for a lot of etchy stuff. Yeah, especially a lot of hen stuff. So yeah, now they removed it all right a couple years ago. And they lost like 90% of their subs, something. At least probably. I mean at least. I don't know exactly how much left, but they lost a lot. I mean it's like, yeah, I don't remember how much they lost in that, but it's everything. But anyway, here we go. I mean, this room is very like typical Castlevania layers. Like, oh, look at my astronomy, look at my machines. It's not it's like science and magic, or a mixture of that. Yeah, so they're after little Lucas. Why? Why after Lucas, Sama? But maybe the charlatan is working for the lords of some house. Maybe he isn't just a crazy guy. Maybe it's actually some kind of usurper, right? Trying to take over the throne. Yeah, Luca Chan. He's a kind of prince, of course. Yeah, he's a very high rank. He's a prince. Who's the queen to him then? Like his mom? Or what is Luca's position then? Yeah, Grand Duke Oriflamme. Very long name there. But what is he? What is a queen to him then? It's like his mom. Actually, how does Vanitas know everything? How does Vanita always know everything? Yeah, it's a little bit like, how does this random crazy guy always know everything? I was like, he's like, oh yeah, this guy, you know, he's the famous. Didn't you know that, silly boy? So it's kind of like that. How does Vanita know everything? But yeah, so the boy is the prince basically. I mean, yeah, but he's like basically a prince and second in. Forgot about that. Okay. Sounds like he's been a criminal of sorts. Okay. It looks like Vanitas a lot there. Yeah, but you saw the brief, it looked like the Vanitas, I would say. It felt similar. Yeah, kind of similar to Vanitas. Oh, the queen? Well, I meet the leader herself. Nunder. Come on, give me the queen. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh. He sounds like, come on, what's the big deal? I'm Vanitas, this is the queen. Reunited, triggering his wife again. Yeah, you fool! She's falling over there. Oh, classic Jan. Maybe the queen is dead or something, yeah, I don't know. It sounds like the queen is Hikamori here. Maybe she's never actually in lead. Yeah, good point. Maybe the queen is fake, right? Lost, triggered, man. You triggered him. It's so nice. What, you killed those two? What, he's so, I guess he got so pissed off that everyone else took damage too, just by his being in the presence. Yeah, Jan and Noah, everyone's like, freaking almost killed everyone. Man, he's can't even meet the queen, eh? But it's a good point from Vanitas there. Like, does the queen even exist, man? Is she alive? No one's new for years, right? But that's also a thing with the anime, right? We have to feed it in one episode. Like, Vanitas needs to know everything. He's like, how does he know that? His master Vanitas player is totally malone stuff. He clearly knows. Yeah, I know this guy's gonna be pissed off that they get kicked out. Yeah, they, you know, insulted the queen. That the queen is dead, probably, something, or faked. Yeah, so he's like, or dying. It's like he's visiting the queen here. And he wasn't know about the queen, of course. Or he? Yeah. He's like queen immune. The queen is dead? Or dying? No, he's in here, it's just basically dying, right? So, or looks like he's just a corpse. Yeah, like a black hand. He's just rotten, right? Oh yeah, this guy. Poor Dante, man. Curse beer, right? Okay, what I need to save it for. She was abducted from the rise. It's like, okay. Maybe do something? Yeah. It's like, you kidnapped me. Clearly best friends now, yeah. So you don't want the pure vampires. Yeah, so dumb. He's a daft. Yeah, I mean that's dumb for it's called like a daft Dhampir or something. Yeah, mixed race. Yeah, Dhampir. Daywalker. Yeah, one of those like Black Blade is one, you know, classic. Yeah, but I mean a Dhampir is pretty classic, right? In vampire story. Then so Daywalkers, right? Half vampire, half humans. Of course, they can survive the sun. Usually a lot stronger than a normal vampire, right? And usually then anti. Yeah, I mean a Dhampir is very typically like Blade, right? Like they're anti-vampire. They're usually vampire hunters, right? He calls like a priest guy. Could this be you know, like another faction? So kind of. I mean, it makes sense to me. You would have some kind of church, right? Some kind of paladins that are like, you know, do you want to kill all the vampires? Yeah, like this guy here looks like some kind of pope guy. Like, yeah, let's kill all the vampires, right? Interesting. Yeah, I've been waiting for some kind of human faction that are anti-vampires. I mean, given that it's a vampire storyline, you always have some kind of, you know, vampire hunters, right? Of course, it's like Catholic faith in Paris here, quite strong during this age. This time taking place, you know, basically even the Catholicism is very powerful in Paris at this time. So, and also for that matter, don't forget that Avignon, which is in French, used to be the Pope city. So the Pope for some time, or at least the Papal primacy, it used to be part of France, right? So in like the 15th century, right? Avignon then was one of the papal things, and before that it was where the Pope actually lived. Pope didn't only live in Rome, right? Pope actually lived in other places in Europe. So yeah, so that's so kind of like a could be a thing there. I mean, throwing it out. No, but it could be a thing, right? Like the Pope could live in Paris, or not necessarily in Paris, but like in Avignon. That actually would be how it was in reality for some time. The Pope also lived a bit in Germany and so on, or not necessarily Germany, but like the whole Roman Empire. Yeah, whole Roman Empire also was a part of the Pope's primacy back in the days, and Papal primacy. But yeah. So I've been here in real life. My family used to live in Paris. So I have visited the catacombs. First time I was like 8 or 7. And it's like really, yeah, it's like, you're like, oh, the skulls. But yeah, I've been there. I've been in Notre Dame, of course, and Eiffel Tower and all that, yeah. Of course. Yeah. It's one of those classic places to go to, right? Man, they're also yaoi, yeah. this Dhampir guy's like, oh yeah, you like some? Yeah, well, yeah. Why are you so thirsty, man? All the goddamn cats are always like, oh, you young boy. Yeah, they're also goddamn thirsty, man. Every goddamn cat is always like, oh, yes. He definitely likes high places, yeah. Like I said last episode, Vanitas love the rooftops and so on, towers. Kind of a vampire thing, yeah. Kind of a vampire thing, right? Kind of a vampire thing. I always keep wondering if he truly is a human or if he is something else. But yeah, this is one of those like. I am charged up with my catnap. Don't worry, man. I slept a lot tonight. I am all ready to fight. That's good. Now I'm more powerful. Yeah, it's like the weakness of them otherwise. I'm all ready. Yes, it's my catnap. A lockpick master, of course. CS. What does it have there? Okay. Well, yeah, sure. They can beat them up and take the key. That also works, I guess. They're gonna infiltrate this place by beating up the guards. Yeah, I guess this also works. You know, it's like it's a straight up strategy. Oh man, he really knows. See, but he just always knows everything. It's like, yeah, here's a secret door I heard about. Yeah, it's a trap door. Yeah, catacombs, you know, the extra way down there, the special path down there. Ooh. Well, yeah, maybe I'll see some conflict right with the Pope or something, with the Papal. Well, maybe Vanitas used to be part of their, you know, maybe he's supposed to be some kind of, you know, Christian powerhouse guy, OP guy that's like fighting the vampires because of his fate or something. Very likely so. Yeah. And run. Okay, Vice. Well, he's probably some kind of, I mean, I keep saying it, but he's probably a vampire hunter, right? You know, something like that, right? He's like, oh, a vampire. So he's probably stronger than the average vampire. He can probably beat up Nova, right? Probably. But yeah, I have a lot of skulls. But it is really interesting being at the catacombs in reality. Because you have this place in reality too. You have the mixture of... Oh, I see. It's a vampire head then. See? This is what I mean. It's probably like a vampire hunter. It's like, yeah, we collect vampire skulls. This is my vampire collection. Pretty cool, right? Look at all these dead vampires. He was the high-rank vampire. I killed him. It was fun. But usually dust... Yeah, they say... Because she got dusted, so... I guess they don't get dusted depending on how you kill them. Exactly, the Slayer. This is the Vampire Slayer. Norris here. He's the vampires. And he got some huge weapon on his back, right? So, Roland 40s, yeah, vampire hunters. Ah, paladin. I call it earlier, yeah. I was like, they probably have some paladins, right? Yeah, Captain Paladin. No, yeah, that's right. I'm a kind of a cute paladin guy, and yeah, we kill... you know how that goes? We kill those vampires. It's hilarious. Oh, yeah, of course he's lying, as always. I am Vincent, yeah, of course he's lying. Oh yeah, sure. See if he believes it. Maybe he seems to be kind of an innocent guy. Yeah, he seems to be quite... Oh, he's lost too! Okay. He's an idiot, yeah, I'm also lost! This is awesome, this place! It's so confusing, yeah, like, yeah, I guess. Okay, so his problem is not he's an idiot. Okay, so he... very unlikely does he figure out, of course, that they are lying, because he's a moron. That makes sense, he's just an idiot. It's fate, of course, though, it's fate. But maybe he's lying, maybe he's faking it. Maybe he's just a scrundle, right? Maybe he pretends to be lost too. Could be a trap, of course. He's very spiritual, he's like, please follow me in this direction, so... Yeah, this feels like he's preparing an ambush, right? He's like, I will show you the way I believe. It's somewhere over in this location. I mean, it definitely feels a little bit like, yeah, why don't you, follow me over here? Let's see if, I mean, maybe he's an intelligent trickster guy. Maybe he's a complete moron. Oh yeah? I don't know. I think he's played off as a straight up idiot, right? So, certainly. Okay, this is very, yeah, this seems, or is like, that looked very suspicious. It's like, yeah, there we go, the trap. Or he's not an idiot at all, yeah. Oh, it's like a sun flashbang, I guess. But this is a blind human too, though, but probably it's a kind of sun flash grenade, right? Like, kind of like Blade has, right? Yeah. Clearly vampire slayers, right? So they can have some... Yeah, you're a vampire, right? Got all the weaknesses, yeah. Exactly, it's like a kind of sun grenade. Oh, so they're nauseating, disorienting. This is one of 12 captains, so they have a lot of this super OP paladin guys. But as I said earlier, I was waiting for, introduction of some, vampire slayers, right? Oh, and they take some kind of drugs to get stronger. Yeah, and of course, he probably won't listen to vampires. Like, he's a Templar Knight, right? It's gonna be like... Doesn't feel like a guy that's gonna listen, of course. He's just gonna be like, I'm gonna kill you. There's a lot of different elements here. So get a lot of different things. We had a queen. We have finally had some vampire slayers. But as I said earlier, I keep saying it. I have broken record now. No, but I mean, I kept saying it. That's probably a few weeks ago too. That I was like, oh, there has to be some vampire slayers eventually, right? It's definitely an anime where they're setting up some kind of Renaissance medieval time in Europe. Of course, we have a lot of Catholicism, right? We have a lot of faith, and we have to do some kind of vampire. It has to be some kind of we have some paladins or vampire hunters, right? One Helsing people that are of course hunting vampires. So there's always gonna be, if you have another race of people like another species of the vampires, of course gonna be guys that are like, oh, I want to kill them all, those disgusting vampires, right? So it's gonna be someone like that. And especially if you enter this place, it's like, oh, they're all vampire skulls. We collect vampire skulls. It's like, okay, yeah, I see. You're probably a vampire hunter, aren't you? But we saw some vampires being dusted before. So I guess it depends on how they kill them. Because it's like, well, how would they get the skull if they dust them, right? To be turned into dust, obviously. So how that like worked out. But I guess some of the vampires are like if you headshot them, maybe if if you just get the head right. But here we go, yet another faction, right? The faction of anti-vampires. It's a given, like that the humans need to have something like that, kind of balancing out those evil vampires. So damn evil vampires. But otherwise, though, the course had the whole. I'll say the queen. Yeah, let's go back to the queen part, which was, I mean, definitely very suspicious. The queen is either dead or. Well, that was lucky. That was so lucky. Like, maybe it's a skill. Okay, I got it immediately. Maybe that was skill. That was luck. But when I have to, of course, go back in the episode to get the screen, I haven't prepared this. I just pressed when I thought it was about an episode. I got it immediately. One click. Man, that was skillful. that was an amazing skill. Anyway, so the queen looks very dead. I mean, her hand looks to be completely rotten, right? Or rigor mortis, so yeah, completely black. But maybe because she's like a super ancient old vampire queen, maybe that doesn't kill her. Maybe she's like in some kind of like coma thing going on, perhaps. Maybe. I mean, she's like an old ancient vampire queen. Yeah, I mean, certainly she could be alive from that, right? Why would he visit her, right? See what he's doing here. I mean, because he goes to his, and it didn't really. One thing I wish he would explain though is this his Myrmonden, I guess. They didn't say it. They were like, he's the Grand Duke or so on. Okay, but is he the prince then? Given he's the second in the royal rank, he's number 2, right? And it's like, I guess he's like the prince, and I was like, oh, he's the Grand Duke of this thing. And certainly the princes and princesses, all right, they can have titles. They can be the prince, but be like it's the same in like modern time, right? In England today or in Sweden or whatever. Yeah, the European monarchy today, they're still giving them titles. So, for example, I think the crown princess of Sweden, Victoria, she's probably something like I don't care, so whatever. But she's like the Duchess of Gotland or something. They always have some They always have some title too, and her sister is like the Duchess of I don't know, Öland or something else, and her brother is like the Duke of, or the Count or Duke or something, right, of another county, right. Doesn't really matter. It doesn't mean anything, I think. Today I don't think it matters. Today I think it matters very, very, very little, right. But they very often, same in England, there's always like the Duchess of Excess or whatever. Yeah, they always give some title like that. So he might just still be the crown prince, even though they call him like the Grand Duke of X area. The Grand Duke of like Champagne or something, or Bordeaux or something, right, in France, whatever. It doesn't really matter. He must be the crown prince of France. But it wasn't really explained, honestly. I wish you could just call him prince. Yeah, he's the son of the queen. That's what I guess he is again, right? Maybe I missed out, but I was like, nah, they just kept calling him the Grand Duke. They didn't like say exactly how he's related to the Queen, but I mean, if he's number 2, he's probably the prince, right? Like he's the prince and, as I mentioned, then the Grand Duke. That would make, I mean, technically, that is probably what he actually would have been in, like, 18th, 7th century France. So he would be both the crown prince and also be like the Grand Duke of like whatever, Avignon or Bordeaux or something, some area of France, right? Like Britannia, like the western, northwestern France, Britannia, right? Or maybe like that's called now again. Burgundy, yeah, the Burgundy, the huge area in France, right? Yeah, Burgundy, right? Classic area. That's actually pretty typical because Burgundia, whatever the English, Burgundia, if I call it, Burgundy, yeah, like it used to be this. It's in eastern France today, but it used to be its own country, Habsburg, Burgundy, and so on. Yeah, it used to be its own country, right? And then it was conquered by France eventually, blah blah blah. So it's very common that someone was like the Grand Duke of Burgundy. Right? That's a very common title in that sense, especially back in with Habsburg, Burgundy. But even afterwards, because it's like a historical region of France, right? So even when they have lost the whole Habsburg area and so on, of French, you will still have the area of this east area here. It's classic Burgundy, right? In a similar manner, you have like Flanders, you have Brabant of Netherlands. So especially back to like Habsburg Netherlands, like the Habsburg Spanish Netherlands. Someone of course gonna be like the Duke of like Flanders, right? The Duke of Brabant. Very typical title, right, to give to like your prince and your so on. Right? So certainly he might technically be the Grand Duke of something instead of being the prince currently, right? But he's also probably the crown prince. So I wish but I guess on purpose to specify that so we don't understand exactly what he is to the queen, right? But certainly Vanitas played them. As he said there, because everyone else is getting angry, everyone else is, he got really angry and like almost killed Dean and Noah by just being next to them. He's like, I just killed them all. But certainly it points out that everyone else gets pissed off when you mention the queen that no one has seen her in years. But the son then, at Possis, the son is like, is sad instead. He's like, oh, mom, yeah, he's like, he's getting all sad, right? So that shows that he has, of course, met the queen and knows she's either dead or extremely close to dying, right? And, so he's a crown prince. But it's a lot of part of the episode, because, of course, that points out to, as I guess correctly in the reaction but earlier, is that, but I guess the charlatan isn't just a random monster. The charlatan has been presented as, earlier, like, he's like a crazy guy, I wanna kill all vampires, fun, circus, yeah. But that seems to be all bullshit then, right? He seems to actually be, if he's trying to kill the crown prince, that bullshit clown guy isn't bullshit. He's actually aiming specifically at killing the prince, right? He's not a crazy guy then. He must be, crazy, but before this episode, the charlatan, that those people kind of, they kind of look like a random crazy psychotic, I'm just gonna kill all the, enjoy my, like that kind of craziness, right? And now instead it's like, no, he was aimingly trying to kill the prince, certainly activating his powers to make the other vampires go crazy, and they're of course easier having access to killing the assassin the prince, but he actually seems to be more kind of assassin, if anything, right? Using his powers to create confusion, he can try to, assassinate the prince. So that gives a lot different level than on the charlatan. That being said, given that it has, infected Noah's childhood and so on, he still is probably just a crazy guy, or a woman, because he kind of gender swapped a little bit, right? But anyway, kind of a gender fluid character, right? It might be a man or a woman or both, right? But anyway, it kind of felt like he still is doing stuff. I think it's a man, whatever. That he still is doing stuff primarily because it's fun. Like, kill the kid, primarily like that. But obviously he's also like an actual assassin aiming at the prince. So, yeah, definitely they changes the viewpoint of the bad guy, the main antagonist. Because what that means, right, is that he probably isn't actually, of course, the main antagonist. I never really thought that, but he's like the first antagonist, I suppose. But certainly, he might be like the Duke himself, something, right? But it's probably more likely the charlatan is working for another prince, right, or some princess or whatever. He's probably working for some other, number 3 or 4, whatever, right, in the monarchy. So almost certainly with the storyline lead on later to that, to fight the charlatan, you have to fight some other royalty, right? Some countess of something that's like trying to become the queen or king, right? Extremely likely, unless again then if the charlatan herself is the actual royal member, right? But I feel more like the charlatan is gonna be like their lackey, right? Yeah, like the greatest assassin, like the greatest murderer working for. But I guess my last theory would be then that the charlatan might still end up being like a third faction. Like he's working for like the evil princess trying to murder her brothers. Sure, they could be still a thing. But he might also, on the same side, at the same time, be like his own side, right? Like, sure, I'm working for her, but then I'm gonna betray her too, to take over the power. He might be some kind of like the Kafka, I'm gonna take over the power after I kill the emperor, working for the evil emperor to get the power myself, That also might be it, right? But yeah, a lot of build up there for some kind of revolution, royal fight, and then vampire slayers. This anime, man, has a lot of context to it. It definitely has. But certainly it also follows a lot of the tropes. It's a vampire story. They're gonna have humans that are hating vampires, right? Some, paladins that have holy powers. A Dhampir, of course. Half vampire have, they probably have some Dhampir paladin too, right? I mean, that's, yeah, certainly. Introducing a half vampire, half human episode, they has to go with Dhampir, and then you also have a paladin introduced, and they have like 12 these paladin captains. Certainly. I throw a man on that, yeah, that at least one of those captains is gonna be a half vampire, half human, right? A Dhampir. Absolutely. Come on, classic Blade, right? Yeah. A Daywalker paladin. Certainly. Come on, that's like... that feels very predictable, but that seems extremely likely when I think about it. Especially, again, as they introduced this concept of a half vampire, right? In the same episode as also introducing the paladin. So, like, that feels like a given. They're gonna have that combination, right? But that's a classic, right? Very classic. As I mentioned earlier, Blade. Again, Blade. Probably most iconic half vampire, half thing right there. And I guess my last guess would be that they probably have some Alucard too, right? Like a vampire. He's like, we never have any vampires in our lair. He's our holy base. But I wouldn't be surprised if they actually have like a full vampire that's also, a vampire slayer. It wouldn't surprise me, but more likely half vampire. But still, they could also have a full as well. I mean, both, yeah. Some Alucard, like, I hate my family, I'm gonna kill them all. That is also probably very possible. Classic trope, but certainly a very cliche vampire. Hates all the vampires, right? There's almost every vampire anime ever. Some anti-vampire guy, yeah, it's super common. Men vi ska se om vi backar in några kort. Obviously best girl ever. Ska vi sort för now.